morning students. Today we'll be learning about cotton industries. Textile industry includes cotton, jute, wool, silk and synthetic fiber textiles. India is one of the leading producers of textile goods. It is one of the largest and most important sector in the economy in terms of output, foreign exchange, earning and employment in India. Its contribution forms 14% of the industrial production, 10% of the excise collection, 18% of the employment in the industrial sector, 20% of the country's total export earning and 4% of the GDP. India is the second largest producer and exporter of cotton in the world at $6.3 billion, marginally close to China. India has emerged as the largest producer of cotton in the world with the production of 345 lakh bales in 2016-17 and second largest exporter after China. Objectives. In today's class, we will learn mostly about cotton textiles, their distribution and production of the cotton goods statewise, evolution of the Indian textile sector, problems of the cotton textile industry and garment of India. India enjoyed monopoly in the production of textile goods from 1500 BC to 1500 AD. Indian cotton and silk textiles were in great demand all over the world. It was the arrival of British in India and the Industrial Revolution in Britain in 1779, which led to the downfall of Indian manufacturing. The British, after the consolidation of their rule in India, encouraged the export of raw material from India to Britain and the import of manufactured goods from Britain to India. The first textile mill was established in 1854 in Mumbai by C.N. Devar. The fast growth of cotton textile occurred in 1870 when there was much demand of Indian goods in the wake of American Civil War. Before the First World War, the number of Indian textile mills rose to 271. The demand for cloth during the Second World War led to further progress of the textile industry. The industry suffered a setback in 1947 as good quality cotton growing areas went to Pakistan. Consequently, India had to import cotton from the African countries. Cotton accounts for 25% of the total global production. India occupies the first position in the world in cotton acreage with about 105 lakh hectares under cotton cultivation. Now let's look at the factors influencing the location and distribution of raw material for cotton production. Although raw cotton, the principal raw material, is an easily transportable commodity and many areas with cotton mills do not grow cotton, its availability along with other factors has played a decisive role in the localization of cotton mills in the country. In fact, the whole country forming a large market. Cotton textile industry is concentrated in the region of raw cotton production and in the areas which provide it a certain advantage over the rest. Distribution of over 90% of the industry is co-terminus with the cotton growing tracts in the relatively drier western parts of the peninsula and the greater plains. Large centers like Ahmedabad, Coimbatore, Sholapur, Nagpur and Indore are situated in the areas of large-scale cotton cultivation. Even Bombay enjoys this locational advantage to a lesser degree as compared to the cotton producing areas of Maharashtra and Gujarat. Market is the second most important factor responsible for the development of these industries. Situated in the tropics and subtropics, the country enjoys a warm climate and cotton cloth is in use for the whole year in the peninsula and for most of the year in the greater plains. Cheap labor. Since cotton wearing was a traditional cottage industry, chiefly concentrated in the cotton tracts of the country, cheap skilled labor was easily available in such areas. Hence, it is also an important factor for the setting of the cotton textile industries in the cotton growing areas. Cheap and efficient means of transport, abundant power and fresh water, and above all, enterprise played some role in the development of industry in the various parts of the country. The geographical inertia and garment policy of decentralization has also influenced the location of the cotton industry. Cotton, being a pure raw material, provides a chance to establish textile mill either in the areas of raw material or in the market. In India, Most of the textile mills are in the cotton growing areas or in the neighboring cities and towns. The location of cotton textile industry is mainly affected by, of course, raw material, proximity to the market, moist weather, capital, skilled and cheap labor, transport, seaport, export facility, and the domestic and international markets. The trend of growth in the cotton textile can be looked at here in this particular table. Please go through it. It shows you year-wise production details. Cotton mills and factories. In the earlier days of its development, mills were the main producers of cotton goods. For example, in 1950 to 51, over 80% of the total cotton goods production was from the mills and factories, which dropped to only about 10% in 2015-16. The production and employment is increasing steadily in the power loom sector. Power looms. The decentralized power loom sector played a vital role in meeting the clothing needs of the country. The power loom industry produces a wide variety of cloth with intricate designs and accounts for almost 83% of the total cloth production. The next way in which the cotton produces textiles is handlooms. The handloom sector provides over 12% of the total production. Most of the cotton mills and factories are located in the cotton producing regions of the country. The distribution and production of cotton goods statewise. The cotton textile production in India between 1980 to 2015 can be seen in that figure. And once you look at the table, you may understand that the total production of cotton textile in 2010-11 was 339 lakh bales, and it has risen to 377 lakh bales of 170 kg each in 2017-18. The statewise distribution and production of cotton textile can be seen in the table. And from that particular table, you can infer that Maharashtra is the leading producer of cotton textile, followed by Gujarat and Telangana. During 2017, the total area under the cotton cultivation was 122.35 lakh hectares with a production of 345 lakh bales of 170 kg each. India's textile and clothing industry is one of the mainstays of national economy. Cotton accounts for about 25% of the total global fiber production. Cotton sustains the livelihood of about 5.8 million cotton farmers. India has the largest area under the cotton in the world with around 105 lakh hectares, making 35% of the world's total. Now let's look at individual states and their production contribution to cotton. Maharashtra. The state of Maharashtra is the largest producer of cotton goods. The locational factors in the high concentration of the cotton mills in the state of Maharashtra are availability of raw material. The state of Maharashtra is one of the leading producers of cotton. Climate. The city of Mumbai, where most of the cotton mills are located, has a mild climate with enough moisture in the air, so thread does not break frequently. Mumbai is close to Egypt, Sudan and East African countries, from where the long staple cotton is imported for production of good quality of cloth. Labor. Cheap skilled labor is available in the state. Electricity. Cheap electricity is available and there is not much power breakdown in the state. Market. There is a large market of cotton products both in India and abroad. Seaport. The seaport of Mumbai is well connected by rails and highways. Investment. There is no dearth of money investment in this industry. Entrepreneurs. Mumbai, being the commercial capital of the country, enjoys the presence of entrepreneurs who are always willing to invest in this industry. Early start. The state of Maharashtra and the city of Mumbai got the advantage of an early start in the cotton textile industry. With 122 cotton textile mills in Maharashtra, this industry contributes about 39% of the total cloth production of the country. The city of Mumbai, with 63 cotton mills, is the largest producer of cotton in the country. The bulk production is in the form of light textured cloth, long cloth, shirting, domestics, sheets, dhotis and colored clothes. Due to the high concentration of cotton mills, Mumbai is called the Cottonopolis of India. In Maharashtra, Sholapur is the second largest producer of cotton goods. It lies in the cotton growing area of South Maharashtra. Pune, Nagpur, Jalgaon, Akola, Sangli, Miraj, Kolhapur, Kalyan and Thane are the other important cotton producing centers? Well, the next important state is Gujarat. Gujarat has 118 mills producing about 35% of the total cotton goods of the country. The city of Ahmedabad is the second largest cotton producing center after Mumbai in the country. It specializes in the production of fine qualities of dhotis and saris and a large variety of bleached, colored or printed fabrics. In addition to this, Bhavnagar, Baroch, Kalol, Kadi, Kalot, Khambat, Nanded, Porbandar, Rajkot, Surat, Vadodara and Viramgam are the other important cotton producing centers of Gujarat. Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu has the largest number of cotton mills in the country. It is the third largest producer of cotton textile in the country. The largest number of mills are, however, in the city of Coimbatore, which has over 200 small and big factories. Tamil Nadu's mills are, however, smaller in size. This state produces about 45% of the total yarn of the country. Chennai, Madurai, Perambur, Salem, Tiruchinappalli, Tirunelveli and Thoothukudi are the other important cotton textile centers in the state. Uttar Pradesh, let's look at it. Kanpur is the most important cotton textile center of Uttar Pradesh. In addition to this, cotton textile industry is located in the cities of Agra, Aligarh, Bareilly, Etawah, Lucknow, Mirzapur, Modinagar, Modipuram, Moradabad, Saharanpur and Varanasi. Well, let's move on to the next state, West Bengal. Kolkata is the most important cotton textile producing center of West Bengal. Cotton goods are also produced in Howrah, Hooghly, Murshidabad, Panihar, Sirampur and Shyampur. In addition to these, Ajmer, Biawad, Bhilwara, Ganganagar, Kishangarh, Jaipur, Kota, Pali and Udaipur in Rajasthan, Amritsar, Ludhiana and Phagwara in Punjab, Bhopal, Devas, Gwalior, Indore, Jabalpur, Ratlam and Ujjain in Madhya Pradesh, East Godavari, Guntur, Hyderabad, Secunderabad and Udaigiri in Andhra Pradesh, Gaya, Bhagalpur and Patna in Bihar, Bhiwani, Hisar and Rohtak in Haryana, Bangalore, Belgaum, Chennapatnam, Chitradurga, Gulbarga, Mangaluru and Mysore in Karnataka, Alleppey, Alvai, Kollam, Tiruvananthapuram and Tirchur in Kerala are the important cotton textile centers in the country. The production of yarn has grown to 5,676 million kg in financial year 2018 from 4,712 million kg in financial year 2011. There has been a growth of 2.69%. The fabric production in India has risen to 66,514 million square meters in financial year 2018. Now let's look at the problems of the cotton textile industry. The cotton textile industry is suffering from many serious problems. Some of the problems we can look at them. So firstly, the shortage of the raw material. There is a shortage of raw material, especially of good quality cotton, to meet the growing demand of Indian textile industry. The fluctuating prices and uncertainties in the availability of raw material lead to low production and sickness of the mill. Consequently, long staple cotton is imported from Egypt, Sudan, Kenya, Peru, Tanzania, Uganda and the United States. There is a need of silver fiber revolution in the country. Next problem is the obsolete machinery. Most of the Indian textile mills are working with obsolete machinery. According to one estimate, 70% of the spindles are more than 30 years of age. The outdated machinery cannot compete with the machinery of countries like China, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan and the United States, which have the latest sophisticated machinery in their textile mills. Next, we have erratic power supply. Power supply to most of the factories is inadequate and erratic, which adversely affect the production of the goods. The next problem is the strikes and the lockouts. The cotton textile industry suffers seriously because of frequent strikes by the workers. Occasionally, the workers lock out the mills, which decreases the production of the goods. Next, we have competition in the foreign market. The Indian cotton goods are facing a stiff competition in the foreign markets, especially from China, Egypt, Japan, South Korea and Taiwan. Heavy excise duties. The cotton textile industry suffered because of heavy excise duties. The high rate of duty on the imported cotton has increased the cost of production of cloths, which has created problems in selling the cloth in the international market. Competition with the synthetic fibers. The poor people of the country prefer to use synthetic fiber clothes which are more durable and attractive. Sick mills. In India, more than 130 mills are sick. The machinery of these mills is obsolete, which can only be replaced with heavy investment. The slow pace of modernization, outdated machinery and old technology are some of the long-term problems which need to be addressed. Now let's look at cotton textile industry and garment of India. Cotton is one of the most important cash crops in India, and the country accounts for around 25% of the total global fiber production. In the raw material consumption basket of the Indian textile industry, the proportion of cotton is around 59%. Cotton sustains the livelihood of an estimated 5.8 million cotton farmers and 40 to 50 million people engaged in related activities such as cotton processing and trade. India has the largest area under the cotton in the world, with around 105 lakh hectares under cotton cultivation, which is around 35% of the world area. To support the cotton industry, Government of India announces minimum support price for two basic staple groups, which is medium staple and the long staple cotton. Cotton Corporation of India, a public sector undertaking under the Textile Ministry, is the principal agency of Government of India for undertaking minimum support prices operations in the event of prevailing seed cotton (CAPA's) price touching the minimum support prices level. Now let's look at few textile industries. Textiles and garments industry is labor intensive sector that employs 45 million people in India. It is second only to the agriculture sector in terms of employment. India's textile sector is one of the oldest industries in the Indian economy and is a storehouse and carrier of traditional skills, heritage and culture. It can be divided into two segments. The unorganized sector is a small scale and uses traditional tools and methods. It consists of handloom, handicrafts and sericulture, production of silk. And the next one is the organized sector, which uses modern machinery and techniques and consists of spinning, apparel and garment segment. Let's look at what is the significance of textile sector. So the textile sector contributes 2.3% to India's GDP, gross domestic product, 7% of industrial output, 12% of the export earnings of India, and employs more than 21% of the Indian employment. India is the sixth largest producer of technical textiles with 6% global share. It is the largest producer of cotton and jute in the world. Textiles are functional fabrics that have applications across various industries, including automobiles, civil engineering and construction, agriculture, healthcare, industrial safety, personal protection. India is also the second largest producer of silk in the world, and 95% of the world's hand woven fabric comes from India. Now let's look at few of the government initiatives which are for the textile sector to increase production. Firstly, the Amended Technology Upgradation Fund Scheme, ATUFS. It was launched in 2015. The government approved the Amended Technology Upgradation and Fund Scheme for technology upgradation of textiles industry. Next, we have the scheme for Integrated Textile Parks, SITP. This is to assist the small and medium entrepreneurs in the textile industry to clusterize investments in textile parks by providing financial support for the world-class infrastructure in the parks. Next, we have Samarth, scheme for capacity building in the textile sector. This is to address the shortage of skilled workers. The government launched the scheme for capacity building in textile sector and named it Samarth scheme. Northeast Region Textile Promotion Scheme, NERTPS. This is a scheme for promoting textile industries in Northeastern region by providing infrastructure capacity building and marketing support to all the segments of the textiles industry. Next we have PowerTex India. It comprises new research and development in power loom textiles, new markets, branding, subsidies and welfare schemes for the workers. Next we have the Silk Samagra scheme. It focuses on improving the quality and productivity of domestic silk, thereby reducing the country's dependence on imported silk. Next we have Jute Eye Care. This pilot project was launched in 2015 and it is aimed at addressing the difficulties faced by the jute cultivators by providing them certified seeds at subsidized rates and by popularizing several newly developed retting technologies under water limiting conditions. Next we have the National Technical Textile Mission. This particular mission aims to position the country as a global leader in the technical textiles and increase the use of technical textiles in the domestic market. It aims to take the domestic market size to $40 billion to $50 billion by 2024. Conclusion. India held a world monopoly in cotton textiles. Since almost 1500 BC, in the Middle Ages, Indian cloth was in great demand in European market. Muslins of Dhaka, chidsens of Masulipatam and calicos of Calicut are world famous. But the advent of modern mills during the Industrial Revolution and British India's discriminatory policy led to the collapse. The present cotton textile industry is an indigenous industry since it was started and developed predominantly on Indian capital and entrepreneurship. India is first in global jute production and shares 63% of the global textile and garment market. India is second in the global textile manufacturing and also second in silk and cotton production. 100% FDI is allowed via automatic route in the textile sector. We have a long way to go in the textile sector. This was our lesson on cotton textiles and also the textile sector. Hope you've had a great lesson. Thank you and have a nice day.